Welcome to the Yeah We Know podcast. It's the Morgan You Know's podcasting network. You're in the ring with Jimmy, Rod, and Chris. Chris, I need an old man take from you immediately.
Candy corn is not hardcore. I don't care what Michael Cole says. I am an old man. I have been around almost as long as candy corn, and I'm going to tell you it is the worst Halloween candy known to man. It's an abomination. I would like to shoot whoever invented it.
Chris is coming out on fire. Jimmy had his microphone all the way up, and I need a minute there. Candy corn, anti-candy corn. Rod, is candy corn actually candy?
Yes, candy corn has been slandered for far too long. Okay, I'm not going to say to anyone that if I have the choice between multiple candies and candy corn, am I going to choose candy corn over, say, a Snickers or a Reese's Cup or a good old fashioned box of Nerds, right? But the candy corn slander has gone far too far. All right, it's good, right? It's tradition, it's nostalgia, right? Nobody really likes butterscotch discs, but there's something about opening up one of those bastards and it puts you back in your grandma's living room. You know what I mean? So that just candy corn slander, it's gone too far.
Is there a candy that you would choose candy corn over?
That's a good question.
Yes, I would choose candy corn over, say, an Almond Joy or a Mounds. I'm not a huge coconut person, right? I would choose them over both of those. I would choose it over, let's say, a banana Laffy Taffy, right? Don't want any part of that whatsoever. That stuff is nasty. I'm not a huge Skittles guy. Is that a terrible take on Halloween as we record this on Halloween night that I'm not a Skittles guy?
My kids got multiple big bags of Skittles, and they were very excited about it. They are pro Skittles for sure. Are you more of a chocolate guy then?
See, I wouldn't say chocolate, right? Like what I do is I like to put my candy into what I call them the candy food groups, right? You have your you have your sour things, right? You have kind of your fruity chewy things, right? You have your sucker category, your things that have a stick that can be used as accessories, and then you have your chocolate category, right? And then within the chocolate category there's different sub breakoffs, right? You got your nutty, you got your caramel, and you got your nougat. Nobody really knows what nougat is, but I'll be damned if it doesn't taste good chilled. Anything that's got nougat in it, put it in the refrigerator. That's the pro tip.
So at my place of work, we asked the students of Indiana University, we had a bracket challenge. Shocking that I'm involved in a bracket challenge somehow. Final two, championship game of Halloween candy. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups versus Snickers. Chris, who you got?
Reese's in that matchup for sure. I definitely would not have put Snickers in the finale, though.
All right, Rod, who do you think is going to win, Reese's or Snickers?
I think Reese's is the grand poobah of all Halloween candy, right? I believe that should be the champ. That is the correct answer. If I wanted to be so smug as to say any other answer is wrong, I would do that. Maybe a younger Rod would do that. Now I'm not going to say that, but I'm going to say I believe the grand champion is Reese's, right? Not Reese's Pieces, but Reese's Cups. I mean, Jimmy, they give us so many different versions, right? You have your cups with little cups within them. You have your thin cups. You have the big giant cup. I mean, if you can do 6 different variations of a cup that people love, you're doing something right.
Okay. When I get different variations, though, you have the chocolate to peanut butter ratio can be off, though. You've got to be careful on that. I will update everybody, as I will update everyone, and you've made the decision for me, of our crown jewel picks for this weekend's huge event on Saturday at 2 p.m. from Saudi Arabia. A lot of Saudi Arabia stuff going on this past week in the world of sports. Vince McMahon and Undertaker were at the Tyson Fury. I think it was a fight. I think it was more sports entertainment, though, considering Tyson Fury won that match. But we do have a very big premium live event. Let's talk about it right now. We've got it started off with Sami Zayn and JD McDonough, the pre-show matchup. Sami Zayn on Raw last night had an amazing promo to start things off with. Very passionate. The fans started to get behind him. Rod, is this enough for Sami Zayn to continue his streak? He's going to win again, right?
Do we think Sami Zayn might have been thinking about something else that's going on in the world a little bit behind some of what he was talking about with that promo, perhaps, where some of that fire was coming from? I imagine maybe there is.
Not familiar with that.
Yeah, exactly. This isn't the podcast for us to talk about that, but I definitely had that thought to myself that like you could see there's something there that this means an awful lot to Sami there. Yeah, Sami versus JD McDonough. I don't know. I appreciate the fact that JD McDonough is one of these guys that's come up from NXT and seems to have a reason to be on my screen constantly, and I find him somewhat intriguing. I know who he is, unlike so many of the other new blood that came up and kind of just came and went. But yeah, Sammy certainly has to beat JD McDonough. I don't see any benefit he gets from winning here. He gets to join the Judgment Day already with win or lose.
Chris, Judgment Day's been thrown down our throats. We've talked about that. It was no different last night on Raw. Are you excited to see an actual finish to this match, or you think it's going to be a schmoz again?
It's Judgment Day, so it'll be a schmoz, right?
Okay, so you think McDonough's going to win?
No, I think there'll be a disqualification, and Sammy will win via Judgment Day interfering.
I think with everything going on in the world, as Rod said, and the location of this event, I think Sami Zayn winning is probably the right call as well. Otherwise, I would think it'd be a schmoz and JD McDonough would win because it'd be a big win for him. But I do have Sami Zayn as well there. Speaking of the Judgment Day, let's just go right into Cody Rhodes and Damian Priest. Had a nice matchup on Raw last night. Rollins and Priest kind of got into each other. I have a feeling, gentlemen. No, he's not going to cash in. Don't worry. If he cashes in against Drew, it's going to be the greatest moment of my life. I'm not going to lie. I think that Cody Rhodes wins this. Continue building him up for Roman Reigns eventually down the road, however that works out. But I've got Cody Rhodes going over Damian Priest. I think this is going to be one of the matches of the night. Chris King.
I'm going to go against the grain this time. I'm going to say Damian Priest gets this win. Not sure exactly how it'll play out. Maybe a little bit more schmoz with the Judgment Day, but I see Damian getting this win, giving him a little bit more push before he tries to cash in the Money on the Bank.
Rod, if this match is before the World Championship match and Damian Priest wins, I think you're okay. If he loses, I think you're in trouble. Who you got?
I think you're gonna be interested to hear what I have to say when it comes to Seth Rollins vis-a-vis Drew McIntyre, but that's a little tease for the people. So who do I have here, Jimmy? Let's do. Let me ask you this: what am I to think of Damian Priest, given that he is now in a one-on-one match with the biggest babyface in the company? I mean, is this supposed to do something for a guy like me who doesn't find Damian Priest all that intriguing? Like, what do you think the thinking here was?
I think it's getting them on the card, and Cody Rhodes is your biggest star, and they need to go against somebody. Damian Priest is in the biggest group. Let's put them together. It will also show that he can have a good match. Cody Rhodes has good matches all the time. Damian Priest is a good worker as well. Putting them together should be a good match together. So it's kind of just reminding you that Damian Priest is worthy of that briefcase.
See, Jimmy, listen, this is why people need to listen to this podcast here, okay? I am charismatic and fun and drop similes and things that you never would have thought in your mind, and then you come with the wrestling knowledge, okay? The actual
boring and
bones
metaphors,
of
okay.
what this show should be about, right? You come with that kind of knowledge. I, for one, had forgotten that Mr. Punishment Martinez is a hell of a wrestler, okay? Let's go back to one San Juan, Puerto Rico. All right, when he had an incredible match with Bad Bunny. Shout out to Bad Bunny. Just finally got to the SNL where he hosted and was musical guest. A lot of funny stuff on there. So I love what you just said there, Jimmy. I don't give Damian Priest enough credit for being the great worker that he is because of my absolute hatred for Judgment Day.
However, who are you going to pick?
Damn, I was hoping you would just kind of get by me and you wouldn't make me actually pick that match.
No, because you look straight up for the listeners, because we're not on video yet. Rod was looking straight up with a little grin on his face, saying, "I don't want to pick anybody."
Give me the Nightmare.
All right. Speaking of nightmares, Chris King. No, I don't. I got nothing, man. Chris King. The reason you're on here is to just kind of bring Rod and I back down to earth with the normal people think of wrestling. As a normal person, because of the three of us, let's be honest, Rey Mysterio, Logan Paul, do you care? Hasn't been built up very much, and do you think Logan Paul is going to win this?
Yes, I think Logan Paul is going to win this.
Wow.
No, I don't care that much. I still am confused about why they ended up giving the title to Rey in the way that they did. I think they needed to do something to get him out of the belt, put it on Logan. He can sit on it for a month until the next pay-per-view or however long it is. or the premium live event, excuse me. Uh, I say Logan gets the big win in Saudi Arabia. He's the bigger name in Saudi Arabia. He's going to get the win. We're going to see some belts change hands.
I think he's going to get the win too. He is going to be able to do a lot of things with Ray that he hasn't been able to do with other people just because of Ray's size. So I think that's going to be interesting. I think that the U.S. title, it was weird because Escobar was kind of on the way there. People were buying him and then just slammed that door shut, didn't they? Not really sure what they're going to do moving forward. Maybe Escobar accidentally causes the match to go to Logan Paul. Something, accidentally happens. Building up to a Ray match maybe later. Rod, who you got?
I got Logan Paul winning this, and I got Logan Paul winning this for one reason and one reason only. Okay, we are rounding into the holiday season. Okay, the WWE would like nothing more than to move some belts. Okay, I don't know what kind of belts,
Ooh.
but just any belts. And if you got Logan Paul traipsing around to whatever media appearances he does with the United States Championship draped around his waist or perhaps over his shoulder, or he has to explain to some Entertainment Tonight reporter who's just trying to talk to him on a red carpet what the belt is that he's wearing, and
Sure.
you get somebody to tune into the WWE or check out, hey, that title belt's awesome. I saw Logan Paul wearing one. You move a couple extra belts around the holiday time, you get a little bit of extra eyes onto your program that might not have before because of, frankly, all the Logan Paul fans out there in the world are not necessarily wrestling fans. Those Venn diagrams don't really cross over that much, but we give Logan Paul a lot of respect because he's pretty darn good for only wrestling 5 matches.
No question. Let me tell you that Indianapolis Colts belt that the Hulk was wearing at the Colts game, it's a nice $500 belt there. So, yeah, they'd like to push a little bit more of those for the winter months coming up. Io Sky, Bianca Belair, women's Universal Champion, whatever, the SmackDown one. Io Sky and Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair is coming back. The Raw one, whatever. No, it's a SmackDown one. I think Io Sky is gonna win this. I don't see Bianca walking out of Saudi with this belt. She just came back. I don't see the point right now. Let's give Io a little bit more run. I don't know if I'm going to be agreed with here. Rod, what do you think?
No, I am going to agree with you, but what I would say is excited to see the EST back. It's funny how absence makes the heart grow fonder. I wanted nothing more than to take shots at Bianca Belair for getting stale for a while, and then she goes away for a couple months, comes down and saves my girl, though. All right, let me at least admit my bias there, that she comes down and saves my girl, and all of a sudden I'm like, I'm on my own against the wow. I'm singing Bianca's song, standing up. Like, I hadn't done that for the EST in a long time, so it was good to see her back. But I'm with you, Jimmy. Don't give her back the belt. But what does this do for Io Sky? I don't like it. I just don't like it. I don't like that we have to bring Bianca back immediately, give Bianca the rematch. Bianca has to lose to her again just to try to make Io Sky a big deal. Like, I don't like it. I don't like that I have to pick against Bianca. Here's what I'm trying to say.
And I'm sorry. And Chris, are you that ponytail you got there? Are you flipping it around for Bianca, or you think Io Sky is going to win?
EST. And
wow.
let me tell you, all right. So she kind of got hosed with the Money in the Bank. She didn't have a real match with Io Sky. She got pinned after she was injured and won the belt. I think that this was supposed to happen a while ago, but the injury kept her out a little bit longer, maybe than what it was supposed to. If the injury was real, I say give her back the belt, and this is why I say give her back the belt, because there is a much more interesting story to be told with EST and Charlotte Flair dueling each other than Io Sky and whatever they're trying to do with the Party Crashers. Give it to EST.
So there are two ways to look at this. You have EST winning now, Charlotte Flair, EST start a tag team. Going against
Mega Power. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Going against the Party Crashers there, and you build up to like a Royal Rumble match between the two. But there's also a different way to go where either Charlotte or EST beat Bianca or beat Io Sky at the Rumble, and whoever doesn't win that wins the Rumble and they go to WrestleMania. So that's something else that you can think of as well. If you want to get Charlotte and Bianca, that good team together for a couple month run, or just a couple week run. But I think that's kind of where we're going.
What do you
That's
what do
why
you
I picked EO.
what do you think the WWE would more likely do, Jim? Do you think they would make them tag teammates for a couple months, or would you have them feuding and have a 3 match type of back and forth that culminates at WrestleMania?
Again, either way is good. I love that as well. So you have a match at Survivor Series, you have a match at the Rumble, and then someone else wins the Rumble, and they go for the world title on Raw, and then you have the final, like the third one at Mania, and maybe like a gimmick match of some sort. They can go that way as well. They like repeating stuff. They like getting a little stale here and there, so I could see that as well. I don't think they're going to go that way, but I would not be surprised. That's a really good call, Chris. I love that. Rod, our boy right now, Chris King.
I know he grows up, he grows up and he grows up, and we're proud of him for all of that. But here's what I would say. It's not fair what I'm about to say right now, but it really is true. I really want to see what goes down on SmackDown on Friday. Jimmy, you might know because I know they've already taped it. You know what I mean? But like, I kind of want to see what goes down on SmackDown on Friday with Charlotte, because then that would give me one more clue before that match as to what's happening, right? Because you could almost convince me we could live in a world right now where that match only ends in a schmaz because Charlotte comes out that she's pissed off that Bianca just gets to walk right back into a title shot the way that she does. You know what I mean? Like, I could see Charlotte complaining about that I'm the only person that gets to come back and walk right directly into a title match, right? And if I can't win it, nobody can. I could see that. So I'd really be interested to see what they do with Charlotte on Friday night, but I got Io Sky winning this as well. But if you could convince me maybe to lean differently based on what I see Charlotte's next couple of weeks is going to look like.
So non-spoiler, I think Io Sky is going to win. That's all I'm going to say from SmackDown. So that'll be interesting. I just think she's going to win. John Cena, who has not won a TV match in like 3 years, even though this isn't a TV match. I don't know why I keep saying that. Against Solo Sikoa. I'm intrigued to hear what you guys think. Chris King, you did so good last time. You're going to bat lead off for us here. John Cena, Solo Sikoa, who you got?
So it would be kind of funny. Cena makes this big whole play coming back. It's been over 2,000 days since I've won a singles match, to come back and then lose again, to keep that streak going, because the WWE appears to love streaks. But I am going with John Cena. I don't think Solo can see him. We've already seen Solo go down to LA Knight. I think we're going to see him go down again to John Cena to further throw cracks into the bloodline.
Rod is holding up his Never Give Up John Cena commemorative towel from the Fastlane Premium Live event. Is that towel worth anything, or are you just going to throw it away and have Solo win? It's a lot of losses for Solo if he loses this.
I know. That's literally... See, Jimmy, we've been podcasting together for too long, my friend. I was about to say, Solo's been taking a bunch of L's recently, right? After we had a lot of discussion about how Solo never loses. He's done nothing but recently. And as we've talked about before, a guy like Cena, a guy like Rey Mysterio, right? A loss just ultimately doesn't hurt him, So I think I'm with Chris here. Solo Sikoa wins this match. As much as it pains me to say that John Cena is going to lose, I think Solo Sikoa is going to win this match.
I actually called Cena to win that.
I was going to say, was I there or not?
Did I just finally prove once and for all that I don't really listen to Chris? Did I finally prove that once and for all on the podcast? I apologize.
I think you did, because I'm like, I wrote down Cena, but I guess I was wrong. I'm going to go Cena too. I don't know. I think I'm just going to go Cena. I don't really.
So I'm the contrarian here. I'm the only Solo Sikoa vote. Okay.
Congratulations.
I just held up John Cena towel and then went for Solo Sikoa. If only we had a video podcast, that would have made for such a moment.
Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Raquel, and Zoe. I think everyone thinks that Rhea Ripley is going to retain this world championship. Chris makes me nervous because he said there's some championship belts that are going to go off. But Rod, you tell me first. Who you got?
I think this is going to be one of those deals where like everybody just fights Nia Jax for a little while, right? And then Rhea Ripley just kind of like picks other people off to just fight them, we're going to see that deal. And yeah, there's no way that one of these 4 people deserves to have the belt off of Rhea Ripley. There just isn't. You could convince me that one of these 4 could win versus Io Sky, but you can't convince me that one of these 4 deserves the belt off of Rhea Ripley right now. And it's unfortunate because what they've done is they've set up the only logical opponents for Rhea Ripley that someone, Jim, as you talked about before, a layperson, not as psycho about wrestling as we are. You stack a Raquel Rodriguez or a Nia Jax or a Zoe Stark up against Rhea Ripley. You're like, oh, okay, yeah, I could see this. They could actually win. But what the WWE has made all of them look so non-important. So, I ultimately still can't pick Shayna Baszler. As much as I've come around on Shayna Baszler, I still can't pick her in this match because I thought we were getting somewhere, Jimmy, and then we still have her coming down to the ring just looking like an absolute wet rat at all times. I don't understand it. I don't understand what we're doing with Rhea Ripley. I really don't. I'm bummed out that for some reason they chose to not tell a story with Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley because Becky Lynch is the only person with talent enough or star power enough that deserves to be on screen with Rhea Ripley right now on the Raw brand.
Well, it's interesting too because even Becky Lynch said that she has this month she's had more championships than Rhea Ripley has. Rhea Ripley's not wrestling anymore, really. The other week she wrestled was like, oh wow, and she killed the person. She's more of that manager, mouthpiece, leader, and I don't know why they're not having her even wrestle squash matches more. Chris King, is this a championship change, or are you going to go with Rhea Ripley on this one?
No, it's Rhea Ripley. I mean,
Okay.
Rod's right. You can't put the belt on any of these other women right now. Besides Becky, there's not a better woman on the mic than Rhea Ripley right now. There's not another woman on Raw that gets a louder pop than Rhea Ripley right now. You're going to have her, and I think Rod's probably right. You'll see everyone beat up on Nia Jax as much as they can early on, but eventually you'll see Rhea come out on top. Definitely not a belt that I see changing hands. So Rhea Ripley.
Like Rhea's going to
Okay.
take punishment here, Jimmy, right?
Yeah.
Like that's another thing Rhea Ripley's actually good at, right? Like, I mean, like Charlotte Flair beat the living hell out of her in that WrestleMania match, though. There's been other matches where Rhea's taken a beating, like she had that match with Natty, which was, she took a good lumping from Natty every once in a while. So she's going to take her licks, but yeah, she's definitely coming out on top. There's no doubt.
I really think this should start off with all four of them doing that spot where they all look at Rhea and they step closer to Rhea and they all beat the crap out of Rhea. And then finally some idiot like Zoe Stark is going to punch Nia and then it's going to go all over the place. And I think that might be how it starts. This is pretty much a foregone conclusion who's going to win that one, which of course means that Shayna Baszler is winning the championship. Okay, these next two matches, very excited about both of them. I really want to hear Rollins and McIntyre match. So we're going to actually go with the main event, which I think will be going last first. We're going to go Roman Reigns, and we're going to go with LA Knight, for the Universal Championship there. Roman Reigns is not on Survivor Series. LA Knight will be at Survivor Series. Roman Reigns has had 3 matches this past year. Hard stop. No. He's had 3 matches this past year that you could have seen him losing the title to Drew McIntyre, to Sami Zayn, and to Cody Rhodes. In order of what I think that would be, it would be Cody Rhodes winning the championship. Sami Zayn was second. Drew McIntyre third. And I put LA Knight fourth on that. I don't think he's going to win this match. How can you, I said this last week, how on earth can you have a 3-year reign end at 2:00 on a Saturday in Saudi Arabia? How can you do that and expect people to be okay with that? I can't see it. Roman Reigns wins. It could be a schmaz. I know that's our word of the day, and that's fine.
It's WWE's word of the decade.
Yeah, Roman Reigns wins in my mind here. I'm going to go to Chris first, then I'm going to go to Rod. Chris King, thoughts on the matchup?
Reigns will win, unfortunately, for our boy, because I don't see them taking the belt away on a Saturday at 2:00. Or I guess it'll be closer to 5:00 by that point in time. I do think it'll be a schmaz type ending. It's the Bloodline. Have we seen a straight finish from any of them lately, except for the Solo Sikoa LA Knight match? That was the first straight ending I've seen with a Bloodline character since I got back into wrestling. So I see another interference of some sort that'll keep LA Knight over and then keep the belt on Roman Reigns.
All right, Rod. The Roman Reigns, LA Knight, Universal Championship.
All right, you're just gonna have to let me cook here for a second, okay? I started to get a little bit of a feeling in the pit of my stomach when we watched SmackDown last Friday, right? This is coming on, of course, ahead of the SmackDown before the event, but the SmackDown last Friday, where we saw something that made me say, "Holy shit!" Okay, and not very often does something that happened on a episode of wrestling anymore make me say, "Holy shit!" But when Roman Reigns, okay, is coming out and doing his whole business that we have seen him do how many countless times, and the respect that he garners and earns because he gets the ability to do that, was interrupted by LA Knight's music. I could not believe it. I could not believe it. I was floored that they allowed something like that to go down. Then LA Knight, sitting at the head of the table, completely owned Roman Reigns on the mic in the middle of the ring, had the crowd in the palm of his hands. Last time I pushed back against that. This time I will absolutely agree that that crowd was on the side of LA Knight. And Jimmy, I will draw a historical preference here, okay? Not the same sport, I understand, but Mike Tyson was the biggest, baddest thing on the planet, and nobody thought, how could he ever lose? And you know who he lost to? A nobody named Buster Douglas on a fight in Tokyo that nobody was paying any attention to, and everybody had to get alerted late on the Saturday night that what Mike Tyson lost. What are you talking about? What better way for Roman Reigns' story to finally end than to go off with the whimper? Because if we all sit here and try to write the storybook ending to the championship reign that has gone on this long, the minute we put pen to paper and write it down, we're not going to think it's good enough. Nothing's going to stack up and be good enough that we try to write out. So just rip the Band-Aid off, get it over and done with. And why not do it in the place where the WWE gets paid the most money just to show up and do their thing in the middle of the afternoon on a college football Saturday, steal some headlines when that starts floating around because Roman Reigns finally lost.
God, I hope he's right.
You're picking LA Knight.
I'm not picking LA Knight. I'm picking
Thank
Roman
you.
Reigns. But wouldn't that be incredible?
Yeah, it would. That would be pretty sweet. And Raw on Monday would be, well, I guess it wouldn't. SmackDown would be gigantic, whatever it would be. See, that's the problem right there with having two champions. Of course, Buster Douglas, famous for his refereeing Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage on Saturday night's main event. Mike Tyson was supposed to do that, but he lost it, and they said they were having the world champion, mostly because Mike Tyson probably didn't want to be seen, so they gave the money to James Buster Douglas. So I think that was kind of neat. WWE's in the news all the time. Finally, Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre for the World Championship, the working man's World Championship. Chris King, Rod Morgan, both very invested. I'm going to go first. I think Drew McIntyre loses and Seth Rollins retains. Chris King, go for it.
You guys have been trying to preach to me for a couple weeks now that Drew is making this big heel turn, and I still don't see it. I can see Cody Rhodes making a heel turn before I can see Drew making a heel turn. I think. Listen, Drew may not be the hero the WWE wants, but he's the hero that the WWE needs. Okay,
I love you more every day.
He is out there for vengeance and to bring justice back to the WWE. And he is starting by taking his World Heavyweight Championship belt that is rightfully his from Seth freaking Rollins in Saudi Arabia this Saturday.
Man, I hope you're right. That's fantastic. Dude, Chris King. Chris King. All right, Rod. I have a feeling you've got some thoughts on this matchup.
All right, well, first off, why is it rightfully Drew McIntyre's? I mean, let me ask you that. I mean, this belt didn't even exist. I think Drew McIntyre might have been not actively wrestling at the time that Seth Rollins was in the tournament for this belt. How is this somehow Seth or Drew's rightful belt? Answer that for me real quick, Chris.
Because it was a travesty. He wasn't involved in that tournament to get that belt.
Drew lost the belt like a year anyway.
All right, fine. I'll give you that. And here's what else I'm going to give you, Chris. I want you to be correct. I'm done with it. Seth, we've had a great run. I the briefcase is just keeping me up at night. Okay, every time Damian Priest shows up with the briefcase and Seth is anywhere near him, I start freaking out. I'm almost breaking out into hives over here. I just wanted to be over and done with. Chris, you deal with the briefcase. All right, you deal with the fact that you could be humming along, singing your guy's song, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the Archer of Infamy could come out 1, 2, 3, and your guy loses the belt. I don't want that to be on my conscience anymore. I want Seth to just be done with this burden. He can go down in the history books as the first ever heavyweight champ, whatever that's going to mean, because there's 37 different belts that are down in the history books throughout WWE annals. But Seth was the first one of this one, gosh darn it. And I want to be over and done with it. I'm picking Drew.
Wow. I did not think that was coming. But
Sounds
do you
like-
think
Sounds like he's a little scared.
I think he is. Do you think the Archer of Infamy then can see the thing that would throw Drew over the top would be Damian Priest cashing in and winning? Think about what would happen to Drew. He would go in a downward spiral or be the biggest face in the company, one or the other. Any interest in that, Mr. King?
I mean, he's already a big face in my eyes. All right. I don't know why you guys keep claiming he's going heel. He's just had enough of this faction BS that he has to deal with all the time. He's not going to be flustered because Damian Priest comes out with the case. That's Seth Rollins and those fans' issues. They're having nightmares. It's not Drew McIntyre and his fans. We're not scared of Damian Priest or that senior Money in the Bank BS.
And
we need to have
that
a
is
disclaimer, Jimmy. We need to have a disclaimer on this podcast that says, like, we talk about wrestling in the grand scheme, how all fans think about it, except when it comes to Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins. We can absolutely not be trusted for any rational opinions on either of these two people.
That is really funny. So that is the Crown Jewel preview for this week. We've got a heat index to go over as well. We're going to go a little bit longer of an episode this week. I think that's okay with everybody. But our heat index for June 2022 or June 22nd, 2023 was number 1, Dom. Number 2, Seth. Number 3, Cody. Number 4, the Usos. Number 5, LA Knight. Yeah. Number 6, Sami and KO. Number 7, Roman Reigns. Number 8, Rhea Ripley. Number 9, Brock Lesnar. And number 10, Sheamus. So right now we're going to go over that top 10 to see who should still be in the top 10 from that list. Then we're going to ask some questions about people who weren't in that top 10. Dom, do you think Dom is still a top 10 heat index? Chris King, yes or no?
Yeah, he's definitely still top 10, top tier of that top 10. I think the dude still gets bigger reactions than 99.9% of the people on the roster right now. It's still crazy how much people still hate him.
Okay.
Yeah, he deserves to be up there.
Rod, you agree?
He deserves to be on the list. I'm not sure that I would argue for him to be number 1 at this point, but he definitely doesn't need to be thrown all the way off the top 10 list. That definitely doesn't.
All right. So Dom is in the top 10. You know how they say, hey, this is a top 10 wrestler, this is top. We're going right here. We're going to go through it and we're going to talk about it. We're going to get it taken care of. Seth Rollins should be in the top 10. I think we're all in agreement there. Anyone say no? Cody Rhodes, everyone okay with it?
Yes.
Yep.
The Usos, are they still in the top 10?
Has to be split.
Yeah, they're not the Usos anymore.
Okay, so they are not the Usos anymore. So we will put Jimmy and Jay in the category we'll talk about next. Okay, LA Knight. Yeah. Anybody have any disagreements there?
No, top 10 for sure.
Okay. Sami and KO as a team or individually?
They're individual now.
Okay.
Which hurts one of them way more than the other.
Roman Reigns, top 10. Ooh. Universal champion to 3 years, gentlemen.
Listen, he didn't
6 times.
He was not getting that big of a pop the last few times he's came out on SmackDown. I'm sorry. And not near as big as what it was 4 months ago. I just didn't see it.
He's got to be in the top 10, though. That'd be ridiculous for him to not be in the top 10 because we did a whole thing about, like, oh, what's it going to be when he finally loses? Can he lose? That's got to mean something as much as we're all frustrated by it.
All right, so we'll provisionally put him in the top 10. I can't believe I just said that, but we will. Rhea Ripley, top 10 still?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Brock Lesnar, top 10?
No.
Okay. Sheamus, top 10?
No.
No.
So we have Dom, Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, LA Knight, Roman Reigns, Rhea Ripley. That is 6. We have 4 spots remaining. So we may now, in this next group of people, we may put more than 4 people on here. We'll have to pare down. Calm down, everybody. We can count mostly.
Right.
Chris, use your fingers. Is Gunther in the top 10?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd put him in the top 10.
Yes, listen,
Rod?
you guys don't even mess around. My stance from last week still holds here. You guys don't put Gunther in this top 10. I'm leaving the podcast.
Well, and
Drew
listen, he is definitely
Ooh.
moving towards a face turn, I think, too. When you're going up against the Miz,
I love
And-
Chris so much.
I think we could see a Gunther face turn.
I don't think you understand what a heel and a face is.
Drew McIntyre, is he in the top 10? What do you think, Chris?
Maybe. I think it depends
Rod,
on what are
no?
some of the other names that you mentioned.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
he could be the Sheamus of this new
We'll come
list,
back-
right?
He's the Sheamus. John Cena. He is a wrestler now. He has come back for the past month and a half. Top 10?
I think so. I mean, he's getting pops. You can't disagree with
He's
that.
always going to get pops. He's a Hall of Famer. He's like, those are Hall of
He's
Fame
out there
pops.
every week. He's been out there every week for what, 2 months now?
All right. So what do you think, Rod?
I mean, I get it. The true spirit of this list would certainly put him there, but we all know he's not really there and that he's not going to be around for much longer. So, I mean, it's like the true spirit of the list, he probably should be there, a la Chris King's Hardwood Hierarchy from another podcast you can hear sometimes on this network that, you know, we should do just for the moment. But come on, John Cena's always going to be in top 10, number 1 in our hearts.
Becky Lynch.
We gave Brock
Oh.
Lesnar a top 10 spot, and he was wrestling less than what John Cena is now.
He's also a world champion, I believe, right? Well, no, he wasn't.
At least
No,
fighting
anyway.
for it. No, Chris makes an
Uh,
argument. I hate it when he makes an argument.
He does. Becky Lynch.
Yeah, I think you gotta at least think about her because they are using her really well to build up NXT. She's had
And
that
that's the
title for a
key.
little while.
Is this the NXT heat list or is this the WWE heat list? All right. I
Well,
love Becky Lynch and I don't mean any offense here, but she wrestles on NXT all the time and barely WWE. So right now she's not on my list, but she's number 1 on NXT. So congratulations on that.
I mean, that is a WWE property.
Ooh, Charlotte Flair.
Yes.
Chris.
Yeah, probably she has to have consideration.
All right.
Let me ask you this, Jimmy. What do you think Charlotte thinks she is? A babyface or a heel?
She thinks she's Charlotte Flair. Meaning it doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
She's always a heel no matter what, even if she's getting cheered.
Yep. You're right. And that's why she's the best. And that's why Seth's the best. And that's why those two are my favorite wrestlers. That's what my thing is. That's what I like.
I think Asuka's had a good run. I don't think she belongs in the top 10 right now. Okay. Solo Sikoa, another top performer, not in the top 10. Okay. No on that. You guys can say no verbally as well if you'd like in the audio edition of the podcast. Logan Paul, not wrestle
No.
enough?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Logan
Rey
Paul's still a
Mysterio.
celebrity. Logan Paul's still a celebrity. He beats Rey Mysterio, holds a WWE belt. Maybe I'll reconsider him. But right now, he's still a celebrity who just wrestles every once in a while.
Rey Mysterio.
No.
Okay. All right, both of you are like, eh.
I'm on the fence with him.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
maybe.
I'll put him on the fence list then.
He's like the lowest of the fence. Like he's the first one who's going to be dropped all right on the middle of the fence.
Damian Priest.
I don't think I can put him in the top 10.
How about Damian Priest and Finn Balor?
See, I think
Still
it's just
not-
Judgment Day heat.
Yeah. And is that okay?
And it's still
so-
not near as much as what Rhea and Dom
Okay.
get.
okay. The Miz.
I love it.
We have the
No.
Miz on our top 10 list. I am off the podcast, just so you know.
No, definitely not. But The Miz is so
not-
good at what he does. Again, I'm just going to say it. The Miz is so good at what he does. I'm not entirely sure what it is that he does, but he's so good at what he does.
Nakamura. Had a good
I'm
run.
voting yes. I'm voting yes. Shinsuke is charismatic. I want to see Shinsuke on my TV right now, and I didn't want to see Shinsuke on my TV for a long time. Once he left Boogs, I was like, I got no need for Shinsuke, and now there's a whole nother thing happening.
So Chris is maybe a no. Okay, so we'll talk about Nakamura. Okay, and now the final 4 are the people that we kicked off of our list. Is Jimmy Uso
No.
top
No.
10?
Nope.
His
I
theme
agree.
music alone cannot put him on the theme on the pod. His new theme
What ab-
music is terrible.
What about Jey Uso?
Yes.
I don't
Got to
know.
put him top 10?
I mean, maybe not top 10, I guess, but he's certainly higher than Jimmy.
That I agree
No,
with, but I don't
So
think
not
he's top 10.
Not top 10. Sami Zayn.
Yes.
I think he is of those two because I know who you're mentioning next. I think he is higher than Kevin Owens, so I would put him on the fence.
I think they're Jimmy. They're
Kevin
Seth-
Owens is number 1 on the list,
I know. That's
just
your
for the
guy.
record.
Yeah, he's your Seth
Yeah,
Rollins.
KO's not on there. KO's not on there right now.
And Jimmy,
let's
also,
see.
let's just take a quick sidebar here, Jimmy. I want to show a lot of restraint that we've made it 40 minutes into this podcast, and you haven't gone crazy about DIY yet. I want to make that really.
I know I need to focus because I knew it was going to be a long podcast, but let's go.
Yeah.
Anyway, Sami Zayn.
Yes, here's the thing, Jimmy. They're
Yes, for
setting
sure.
him up to be the captain of the team versus Judgment Day at Survivor Series. No, I mean that's absolutely where we're heading. Why he came out and attacked all the Judgment Day just by himself? No, that's exactly what we're doing, right?
Correct. And finally, DIY. Okay. Anyway, we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
I thought
7,
you were going
8,
to say
9.
Yes Boy and have Pretty Deadly up there.
Listen, don't
We
even
have-
mess around. Don't even mess around with putting their name anywhere near this list, Chris, because I will fight hard to get them on there.
We have 14 people for our 10-person list. So my question is, so these are the people that are kind of on the outs here.
All right.
Drew McIntyre, John Cena, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Rey Mysterio, Shinsuke Nakamura, Sami Zayn. Do any of those people jump Gunther, Rhea, Roman, LA Knight, Cody, Seth, or Dominic?
No. But
Chris?
Go ahead.
It may not be that order, but because those people are on our list right now. Chris, do you think any of those people jump any of those other people?
No, I don't think they
Okay.
jump.
So let's do it this way. We have 3 spots open, right? 1, 2, 3,
4.
4, 5, 6. No, we have 7 people. We have 3 spots open. Dom, Seth, Cody, LA Knight, Roman Reigns, Rhea Ripley, and Gunther. I think Gunther's on that list.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we have 3 spots for 7 people.
Yeah, I guess
Go ahead.
Gunther. I would put Gunther over Roman Reigns.
Well,
Roman
we'll-
Reigns is
we'll
pretty
do that.
low.
Okay.
We'll do that after.
So
we get to that.
we'll talk. We'll talk. Yes. Okay. We'll talk about that. I think of Drew, Cena, Becky, Charlotte, Rey, Nakamura, and Sammy. I think Rey is an easy person to take out of that list.
And
I
I
don't
think
think he's
Sammy
as
is
high
an
as him.
easy person to say he's jumping out of this right now and up in. I think we pare it down that way. Ray's out, Sammy's up, and then we have 2 spots left for the rest of the list.
What do you think, Chris?
I agree. We can knock Ray out. I don't think we can put Sammy there yet.
Nah,
Okay.
see, that's not agreeing with me then. You don't understand what agreeing is then, because that's not what I said.
I
Ray is-
agree with Ray out.
Ray, comma, Sammy's. Okay. So would you have Becky Lynch or Sami Zayn on this list?
Sami Zayn.
Chris King.
Sami Zayn.
I also would have Sami Zayn, so I think Becky is probably out because I don't think I would have Becky over Cena.
You know what you just
Drew,
got to hear
Charlotte,
right
or
there,
Nakamura.
listeners? The fact that Chris just is contrarian to me sometimes for no absolute reason. Literally, it took us 20 seconds later for him to realize that he didn't need to disagree with me.
All right, so we are down to our final. We have 3 people, right? Yeah, 3 people, 5 spots left. Drew McIntyre, John Cena, Charlotte Flair, Nakamura, or Sami Zayn. There are 2 people. Well, I mean, it's tough.
No, you said Sami Zayn was in, and we got 2 spots left.
Is Sami Zayn in, Chris?
All 3 of us just voted him over.
Over Becky, but okay, would you take Sammy over Nakamura? Chris,
Yeah, I'll take Sammy over Nakamura.
would you take Sammy over Charlotte?
We're wasting time here. This is
I
why I
don't
said
think
what I
I
said.
no, I wouldn't take Sammy over Charlotte.
Would you take of the 5 left? Rod, who's your number 1? Drew, Cena, Charlotte, Nakamura, or Sammy?
Sammy.
Chris.
Of the left.
Cena.
Okay.
That's ridiculous. I don't think Cena should be on this list.
And I think of those, I think it would be I'm going to have to go with Rod. I think it's going to be Sammy on that one. That would be my number 1. So if we have, let's say we have Sammy, and let's say we do Cena.
Fine. Okay. The only reason I'm agreeing to do Cena is so then we have the same thing the next time we look back at this list. And Brock Lesnar's not wrestling, then we'll have John Cena not wrestling.
That's a
then somebody gets cut right
that's a
out.
very important point because Lesnar was there, but Cena. This might be Cena's last week. So we have one spot left for Drew McIntyre, Charlotte Flair, or Shinsuke Nakamura. I think of those three, the one that does not belong right now, even though I love what he's doing, is Nakamura.
Yeah.
Yeah. It comes down to Charlotte and Drew.
Man, see, why do Chris and I always have to be fighting? Jimmy, I think you do this on purpose.
Or do we take Cena out and put Charlotte and Drew in, Chris? Or Sami Zayn, or Gunther, or Rhea, or Roman, or LA Knight, or Cody, or Seth, or Dom.
I'll tell you, the only person that I'd want to take out of that list is Roman Reigns. But he needs to be there.
I was going to say, the only reason that you guys have convinced me Roman deserves to be in the top 10 is because he has this belt, and it's going to be big news when he loses. But I don't see him getting bigger pops than some of these people. But
look how many people are still holding wands in the air, right? Like there's still how many people are holding wands in the air? That's respect, right? There's still everybody's still giving it up for the trophy.
Maybe half the people that are out there saying LA Knight, yeah. I mean, he probably gets half the pop that LA Knight does.
Okay. So are we keeping
about after he
Cena
says
in and we're going to fight over
acknowledge me,
Drew and Charlotte?
I don't want to fight over Drew and Charlotte because
I
it's a
love
tough call because it's like they're both essentially like they're living in similar spots right now, right? They're both former champs.
Just came back.
Yeah, Charlotte's 14 times over former champ, you know what I mean? And a much better resume than Drew McIntyre, but they're living in similar space, right? We're doing heelish things, but we're really kind of over it with some fans, you know what I mean? We're trying to just get back to the top. We don't have time for a lot of nonsense because we just want to get a belt around our waist, right? So they're both doing very similar things. So it's just it's tough to differentiate.
So, Chris, do you think Cena should be over both Drew and Charlotte?
I would put Cena over Roman, Drew, and Charlotte. I can see a scenario where we don't have Roman in the top 10. And that's where my vote goes. Roman's out, Drew and Charlotte are in.
Can we do it, Rod?
I don't think it makes any sense to take out basically the guy. Fine. Chris just likes driving me insane, and this is just another thing he's doing to drive me insane.
Are we okay? Now, is this a Jim picks Jack the Ripper as his teammate? Let's really think about this, guys. I'm trying to drive the ship here. Yeah, we know it's just a podcast.
But here's the thing, Jimmy.
Okay.
You keep saying you're trying to drive the ship, but you're not making any decisions on this ship.
But here's the thing, Chris. They cut promos that run on television to try to get people to tune in to watch television about Roman Reigns all the time. Okay? I mean, like all the time. The tribal chief returns. I mean, they don't do that for every single other person on the roster. Okay?
Yeah,
so clearly they think it's a big deal when he comes back.
Okay, that is great, but like, there's 3 of us here, and we all each get a vote. I have yet to hear Jimmy say he wants Roman out of the list or he wants Roman in the list.
He has to be on the list. He's got to be on the list.
And there you go. He's on the list. If 2 of us agree that someone's on the list, they're on the list.
Of Drew, Charlotte, and Cena, I think it's the heat list, right? It's the heat list. I think. Is Drew there yet? I don't know if Drew is there yet. That's the thing. I love what they're doing with them.
And he's probably not.
Chris, is I forced Jimmy to stick a knife in your side with Drew.
I think it's Charlotte. I think it's Charlotte and Cena.
Listen. I'm not completely crazy. I know I'm old, but I'm not senile. Charlotte has the built-in fan base from her years and years of being world champion 14 times over. Drew doesn't have that.
Okay. So of the heat index, we've got to remember that now.
Uh-huh.
Who is our number one who's got the most heat? Right now, I'm thinking our most heat, Dom, just because he was there before. Dom, Seth, Cody, LA Knight. I would probably go with right now, most heat, LA Knight.
Of course it's LA Knight. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So LA Knight is number 1.
Cody.
I think that you think Cody's too? Cody or Seth?
Oh yeah. No, people still go crazy singing Cody's song. People want the belts. Cody's big time, man. Cody's
Chris,
the number
you all right
2
with Cody?
Yeah, to me it's between Cody and Dom there, I think. But I
Okay,
don't
so-
disagree with Cody being number 2.
So you think Dom is number 3?
Yep.
Rod, are you okay with Dom at 3?
Yeah, I'm fine with Dom at 3. I think we've got to
I think
acknowledge
that's
that Dom has.
solid.
I think we've got to acknowledge that Dom has fallen a little bit, and we've got to acknowledge that Cody is just actually gaining steam, still based off of the getting screwed at WrestleMania, which you sort of even brought up this podcast.
4th overall, is this a Seth? Is this a
It's Rhea
Seth?
Ripley.
Or is this a Rhea?
Chris
It's a
is
Rhea
right.
Ripley.
Chris
Rhea?
is right.
So Rhea 4, Seth 5 probably?
Mhm.
Yep.
I think that's pretty easy. 6 I think is tough because this is where Roman Reigns can pop up.
Oh,
Is Gunther
Roman Reigns is 10. If Chris wanted Roman
you
Reigns off
sure?
of this list, Roman Reigns is 10,
you think Roman's 10?
and Cena's 9.
So then you have Gunther or Sammy is next.
Because
And I think it's
Gunther
Sammy.
and I think Charlotte's 8. I think Charlotte's 8 right now. I
Yep.
think she could go up higher
Mhm.
depending on what happens.
But I
Okay.
think we're penalizing Roman here. All right, we're doing our little thing out there. In
You
the
need to
internet
show
land.
up. You need to wrestle. You need to be here. I know. I agree with that. I do agree with that. And you're lucky you're on this list, sir.
That's right. And I'm also sort of punishing Cena here by putting him at 9, right? Not punishing him in a bad way, but just like, John, we know that you're only
Because we know
back
what's
for
going to
a-
happen. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, okay, of Sammy and Gunther,
It's tough because they're doing different things, right? It's like we talked about before with the difference between Dom and everybody else at the top of the list, right? Sammy wants people to go crazy when they hear his music, right? And Gunther wants people to boo him. But you could convince me Gunther's better at what he does right now than even Sammy.
I agree. I think Gunther should be 6. Chris, thoughts?
Yeah, I'd put Gunther at
Oh.
6.
Well, there you have it. See, that's why I like doing the talking about all the people that could go in there, because that's really where it gets into the weeds. Once you have your 10, it actually did pretty easy, and we did agree. We're just not agreeing because we're at 51 minutes here, but I appreciate that. Thank you. Our top 10 list for the most heat, the heat index 4, 10, 31 of 23. LA Knight,
yeah.
number 1. Cody, number 2. Dominic Mysterio, number 3. Rhea Ripley, number 4. For people we hate a lot, seeing all the time, 3 and 4, not too bad. We didn't do that on purpose. It just happened. 5, Seth Rollins. 6, Gunther. 7, Sami Zayn. 8, Charlotte Flair. 9, John Cena. And 10, the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. That is your Yeah We Know podcast top 10 heat index. I'm actually pretty excited about that. I think we did a good job here.
I like that.
Jey
it's-
Uso, you were thought of.
Yeah, and I also like that we have people
Andrew.
on this list that are out there every single week and have been essentially for the last 4 months, except for Roman Reigns, who we spoke about previously.
Well, Dom and Rhea are on every single week, every single show, every single segment. So, I mean, I think that's really good. And with that, you have been listening to the Yeah We Know podcast, part of the More You Knows podcast network. In the Ring with Jimmy, Chris, and Rod.
Goodbye, net.
Yeah. You cut me off, Chris. I'm not going to let it happen again.